Right, so it's not in y equals mx plus b, so I either have to rewrite it or graph by intercepts. I'm always going to check intercepts first, so let me just check. If I cover this up, will I get a fraction? I'll be okay, because divide by 5 would be 2, and divide by 2 would be, yeah, so I'm good. All right, so remember from graphing with x and y intercepts, you can look at that video again. We'll rewrite the problem, which is 5y is greater than 10. Divide by 5, y is greater than 2. Okay, so 2 is what I'm looking for, and then here I have 2x equals 10. And again, I don't really care about the inequality at this point. I'm just trying to look where it crosses. So divide by 2, so x equals 5. So x equals 5 is a dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X equals 5 is a dot. Y equals 2 is a dot. Okay. Now the graph starting at the, oh, we don't need to do that because we didn't do y equals mx plus b. The only thing to note is when you're doing it by this is if number by y is negative, flip the inequality. So you look, if the number by the y is negative, you flip the inequality. It's not, so I don't need to flip it. So it's going to be greater than. All right, so I'm going to go to number, so I've already graphed it. Then we do this one, then this one. And once again, I apologize for anything wrong. Is it dotted or solid? Okay, so look at it. Okay. Is it an equal sign underneath? No, so it's a dotted line. So go ahead and make a dotted line. You don't have to have a ruler. If you have like your ID card, you can use your ID on this. Dotted line. This is a listening check. Put a box around example 4. That's EX4. Okay. Dotted line, and then come back to this other one, which said big or small. So what do I hit first? So I hit big first. So if it's big, put a dot on the top of the y-axis. So if it's big, put a dot on the top of the y-axis, and that's what you're going to color in. So you're going to shade from the line to the dot on the y-axis, from the line to the dot. Bam. Just like that. Let's take a look at another example. All right, so you see y is greater than or equal to 4. All right, there is no, if you're rewriting it as y is equal to mx plus b, there is no something with x. So what's the slope? 0. So remember, if the slope is 0, it's a horizontal line. And where does it cross the y-axis? At 4. All right, so it crosses the y-axis at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no slope, so it's a horizontal line. Okay, so it's just a horizontal line straight across. All right, so we've already done step 2. All right, so we're gonna do 4 and then 3 first. Is it a dotted or solid? What is that? That's a solid line. Solid line, and then is it big or small? So what is this one? This one from left to right is big. So big, put a dot on the y, top of the y-axis. Then you're gonna shade that in. You're done. All right, last example. All right, so again, you can rewrite it in y equals b, or you could do it by intercepts. I'm gonna check intercepts and see if I could do it by intercepts. So remember, what you do is you cover it up. I'm gonna get a fraction. Okay, so because I'm gonna get a fraction, I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, so I can't use a shortcut on that. So I'm gonna rewrite it. So take this to the other side. So you're gonna get negative 2y is greater than negative 3x plus 2. And then what do I need to do now? Divide everything by negative 2. Now remember, okay, if you flip the inequality when you divide or multiply by a negative number, and I just did, okay, so I just flipped the inequality, so I need to make sure I flip it so it goes from greater than to less than. All right, so it's going to be y. Negative and negative is positive, so this is just going to be 3 over 2x. Positive and negative is negative. 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, so I've rewritten it in y equals mx plus b. Graph starting at the y-intercept, then go and rise over run. So which one's the y-intercept again? Negative 1. So we're going to start at negative 1. So negative 1. Okay, and then we're going to go rise 3 over 2. So 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2. The listening check. Label this graph with x-axis, y-axis. All right. Is it, oh, sorry, we got to read 4 and then 3. I'm so sorry. I hope that I can tell you guys to do this first. Is it a dotted line or a solid line? So there's no equal to on the bottom, so it is a dotted line. So you're going to join them dotted. This is a listening check. Write your name at the bottom of this page. Dotted line. Right? Is it big or small? So what do I hit first? So remember, I've rewritten it over here, so it's going to be small first. So small means put a dot on the bottom of the y-axis. So dot on the bottom of the y-axis, and then you are going to shade from the line to the dot on the y-axis. So from the line to this dot. So that's everything on this side. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's how you graph inequalities.